My girlfriend nitpicked the Valentine's Day gift I got her. So, I turned her into my ex-girlfriend. 2 days later, a viral post popped up on my feed claiming the founder of a certain tech company was seen digging through a dumpster in the middle of the night. She said she was looking for the Valentine's Day gift her husband had given her. Tada! I pulled out the watch I'd prepared for Serena, looking at her with nervous anticipation, eager to see her reaction to the Valentine's gift. Serena glanced at the brand logo on the box and frowned slightly. She quickly composed herself, took the gift from my hands, and thanked me politely. But next time you buy a luxury item like this, ask me first. You don't know this market, it's easy to get ripped off. I forced a smile, trying to keep my tone light. Oh, is the watch not good? I heard. I wanted to explain that Lucas had recommended it, saying she had mentioned wanting the specific model, but Serena cut me off. Don't listen to the internet. Just because they have good marketing doesn't mean the product is good. The material of the movement is. Serena was about to launch into a technical lecture, but she looked at me and suddenly stopped. Then she sighed softly. Forget it, you wouldn't understand even if I explained it. Basically, it's not good value for money. Your salary is low, there's no need to spend it on this. Just return the watch. Serena's phone rang. I knew that ringtone meant a work emergency. Sure enough, she answered, furrowed her brow, and hung up looking apologetic. Sorry, there's a bug Lucas can't handle. I have to go back and check it out. It's okay, go ahead. Work comes first. Just like always, I smiled understandingly. Serena gave me a routine hug before heading out. She said the holiday was just a formality and she'd treat me to a candlelight dinner once she was free. I kept my tone light, joking, I want 99 roses too. Serena agreed immediately, but she had forgotten that just last week she had also promised me a big Valentine's dinner and a huge bouquet of flowers. It didn't matter. I shoveled a few mouthfuls of rice into my mouth and started clearing the table. Maybe she wanted this watch before, but now she prefers a different brand. Serena's company, Lumina Tech, was in its unicorn phase. It was normal to be busy. When I worked PR crises, I had plenty of emergencies too, and she never complained. Besides, she gave me the latest iPhone. That phone was way more expensive than the watch. I looked up the price difference on my phone, calculated a number equal to 2 months of my salary, and let out a cynical, depressed laugh. I let out a long sigh and went back to clearing the table. But a second later, my hand slipped and a plate crashed to the floor. I squatted down to pick up the shards, but my fingers sliced open against a sharp edge. A deep cut. I stared blankly at my bleeding finger, waiting until the blood dripped onto the floor before reacting. I went to find a band-aid, but the cut was too deep. The blood quickly soaked through the bandage, covering my hand in red. I took a deep breath, wrapped the wound in paper towels, and hailed a ride to the ER. Registration, waiting in line, I did it all in one go, alone. While waiting, I sat near a young couple. From their conversation, it sounded like the girl had cut her hand while cooking. She was regretful that they were spending a beautiful Valentine's Day in the hospital. The guy comforted her, saying, "It's nothing. Valentine's is just a formality. As long as we want, every day can be Valentine's Day." The girl's ears turned pink. She whispered, "But I can borrow today to tell you again how much I like you." She leaned into the guy's ear and whispered something, and he broke into a happy, sweet smile. I watched them in a daze. In 5 years of dating, I think I only heard Serena say "I like you" when I first confessed my feelings. Because Serena was so rational, her inability to express emotion seemed only natural. She felt that Valentine's Day, anniversaries, and holidays were just marketing schemes created by businesses to drive consumption. This Valentine's dinner was supposed to be a makeup date, because I had complained we hadn't seen each other in so long. She had been busy with a new project and had practically slept at the office all last month. During that time, I went to her office to visit her, bringing a home-cooked meal. I accidentally overheard her employees discussing me in private. One guy narrowed his eyes and said in a tone that made me uncomfortable, "The CEO's boyfriend is pretty handsome. Heard he does PR. What kind of services does he provide exactly?" My number being called interrupted the memory. I got up to see the doctor. He said I needed 4 stitches. I nodded, remaining fairly calm. But when it came time for the stitching, the doctor asked, "Did you come alone?" Suddenly, the emotions hit me. My eyes turned red. I wanted to say I was fine, but as soon as I opened my mouth, my voice choked up. Since I was already embarrassing myself, I stopped suppressing it. My shoulders started shaking uncontrollably, letting out low sobs. I cried so hard the doctor panicked a little. Hey, just one more stitch. It's almost over, very quick. What are you crying for?" The male doctor tried to chat with me while stitching to distract me, not expecting me to break down like that. What was I crying for? Was it because Serena verbally promised a Valentine's date but was too busy to remember to book a restaurant? Was it because Serena got called in to work overtime, leaving me to spend Valentine's Day alone? Was it because the cut on my hand hurt too much? It's okay. It's okay. Every problem has a solution. I can cook our favorite dishes myself. Serena promised to make up the date in a couple of days. I'm a mature adult. I'm past the age of throwing tantrums with Serena. I can totally handle going to the hospital for stitches alone. I can tell myself it's okay 1,000 times, making excuses for Serena. But a stranger's unintentional question punctured the lies I used to deceive myself. I finally recognized how pathetic I looked in other people's eyes. So many times, in the moments I needed her, my girlfriend of 5 years was simply absent. My emotions settled down. I wanted to explain my breakdown, but ended up stammering out a disjointed sentence. "Have a, girlfriend?" The doctor seemed to scoff lightly. All right, I get it. You have a girlfriend. I'm the only single one working the night shift on Valentine's. He seemed to realize something and stopped talking. "Come on, straighten your arm. Wrapping the gauze now." Finally, he gave me some aftercare instructions. I sniffled, the tears having stopped. My emotional outburst made me a bit embarrassed, so I thanked the doctor several times before leaving. "One more thing." The doctor winked at me. "Plenty of fish in the sea. If this one doesn't work out, just swap her out." I burst out laughing, showing my first smile of the day. I thanked the doctor again, sincerely. I returned home. Serena hadn't come back yet. The apartment, filled with the signs of 2 people living together, made my resolve waver again. I forced myself to get busy, cleaning up the rest of the dishes, trying to escape my thoughts. Finally, with nothing left to do, I sat down and opened my phone, aimlessly scrolling through my social feed. I saw that half an hour ago, Lucas had posted an update. "Single or not, tonight we're all corporate slaves working overtime." The photo showed him rolling his eyes in front of a computer, with colleagues working in the background. Serena was right next to him, wearing her glasses, focused intently on her screen. Lucas is Serena's cousin. He followed Serena around doing projects in college and naturally joined her company after graduation. When preparing the gift, I had privately asked Lucas for advice. Lucas recommended a watch, saying Serena had mentioned wanting to switch watches during a chat. They had a good relationship. Lucas recommended 3 brands they had discussed and thought were good. Looking at the identical watch in the photo, I suddenly thought, if Lucas had given her this watch, Serena probably wouldn't have had so many complaints. In Serena's eyes, I seemed to be forever the handsome but shallow fool. Buying impractical things just to follow trends, easily scammed, working a job she considered unstable, earning a salary that barely supported myself. Not understanding professional terminology, not caring about specs and configurations. I hated STEM subjects in school, so she simply didn't talk to me about the fields she was interested in. She felt there was no need to explain these things to me. She preferred communicating with people who had the knowledge base, where both parties could quickly get effective information. This was the answer Serena gave me when we discussed communication issues before. She pushed up the glasses on the bridge of her nose. I was taller than her, so she had to look up slightly, asking me in a polite, inquiring tone, "Isn't this better? You aren't interested in that data anyway, right?" I wanted to say something but couldn't refute it. Serena seemed to always be right. She was brilliant. Everything went smoothly for her. Top of her class in school, guaranteed admission to a top-tier university. In college, she participated in innovation competitions with classmates, and investors spotted their project. Her family was well off, so her parents supported her starting a business right after graduation. Now, Serena's company was making a name for itself in the industry, her future immeasurable. Serena was born to be looked up to. Her cousin Lucas once joked that his cousin had been his idol since childhood and he would follow her forever. I was one of her admirers, too. Because of a college mixer where I was dragged along to fill the numbers, I somehow ended up dating Serena. Only after we started dating did I realize how exceptional she was. It was strange. I used to love reading stories about the underachiever and the genius, but after getting together with her, I became anxious. Before telling her my educational background, I secretly Googled, can couples with a large education gap stay together? When I mustered the courage to tell Serena I went to a generic state school, she just said, "Oh," and continued buying movie tickets. You don't have anything to say? I'm not from an Ivy League." Serena was so calm it was almost unbelievable. At the time, I had been dragged to the mixer by a friend who went to an Ivy, so I was afraid I'd misled her into thinking I was a top student too. Serena narrowed her eyes in confusion, seeming to probe my meaning. "So, I'll handle the tutoring if our future kids have trouble in school?" My ears turned red at her question. We had only been official for a week, and our physical contact was limited to holding hands. "It's a deal then." I stepped forward and held Serena's hand tightly. Maybe Serena will never know that she gave me the courage to pursue her that day. It wasn't that there wasn't gossip. It wasn't that there weren't doubts and targeted remarks. But I thought I could ignore those minor stings. As long as I kept improving, kept getting better, one day I wouldn't just be looking up at Serena, but standing proudly beside her. 20-year-old me looked at 22-year-old Serena with eyes full of adoration and love. But the current me felt exhausted by the act of loving Serena. I had to admit that Serena and I had different starting lines. My hard work couldn't catch up to her genius. After graduating, relying on the portfolio I'd built up, I got into a decent domestic PR firm. But my entry-level position meant my salary was far less than Serena's, who was already a founder. First, work was busy. I had to learn everything. Overtime in PR was standard. Serena felt this job was unstable. Although she respected my choice and supported me building my own career, she implicitly expressed hope that I would switch to a profession with a higher ROI. Even though I was the fastest promoted rookie in our company, even though my salary had doubled, it seemed no matter how fast I ran, in her eyes, I was still running in place. And regarding this relationship, I felt increasingly tired. I was Serena's first love. Many people were surprised to hear this, using a tone that implied I had plucked the smartest flower in the world. Serena wasn't very good at dating, probably because she never needed to please anyone. She would methodically analyze for me how certain couple behaviors were unnecessary, even foolish. Her rationality made me, who wanted to add some romance to the relationship, look like I was being unreasonable. But fortunately, she knew another golden rule of dating. The boyfriend is always right. Serena was smart, so she learned everything quickly, including dating. She was like a robot. I input code, and she would perform sweet relationship behaviors on time and correctly, like remembering to give her boyfriend a hug before leaving, sending a gift on Valentine's Day, remembering to bring flowers when meeting up. Her behavior was like a command in a system not born of emotion. When she gave me the same model of phone from the same brand for 5 Valentine's Days in a row, I looked at Serena's calm eyes and had a strange thought. Is Serena actually a robot? It took me 5 years to finally realize I couldn't teach Serena love, and the distance between us wasn't something love alone could bridge. Tears hit my phone screen, blurring the image of Serena. At that moment, I made up my mind. I was going to break up with Serena. The next evening, while I was organizing my new apartment, Serena called. After sending "let's break up" the previous night, I deleted Serena. Early the next morning, I found an apartment through a broker I knew, and by afternoon, I had hired movers. Based on experience, she wouldn't check her personal messages until she was done with work. The call came earlier than I expected. I took a deep breath and slid the answer button. "Where are you?" Serena started with her usual directness, though her voice sounded tired. I tried to sound calm. We broke up, so I moved out. She was silent for a moment, then asked, "Why break up?" There were many reasons. I picked the most recent one, because I don't want a girlfriend who takes a day to see a breakup text. Serena fell silent on the other end. I thought she was reflecting on our relationship dynamic that had been broken for so long. So I waited one last time for her response. "Is it just because of that?" The confusion in Serena's tone sounded innocent yet cruel to my ears. She let out a long breath and softened her voice. "I told you if it's urgent, you can call me directly. It's convenient. I don't check messages much when I'm busy." I laughed out of anger. I shouldn't have expected Serena to self-reflect. I didn't listen to what she said after that. I hung up directly and blocked her number. Apartment hunting and moving in one day had exhausted me. After simply tidying up the room, I went to bed early, only to be woken up by knocking in the middle of the night. The annoyance of being woken up outweighed the fear of a midnight knocker. I walked over filled with rage and shouted impatiently, "Who is it?" Then, through the peephole, I saw my ex-girlfriend, Serena. "It's me, Serena." I regretted shouting. She heard my voice, so now I couldn't pretend to be asleep. "What is it in the middle of the night?" I was already asleep. I opened the door halfway, my tone unfriendly. "How did you know I live here? I could report you for harassment." I used some reasonable and legal deduction. "I guessed you would look for a broker you knew, but I didn't." The best way was to go to the colleague recommended by Mike. Although getting the contact info took a little time, Mike was the broker we used to find our previous apartment. I hadn't told him about the move because of the breakup. He probably still thought we were a couple. Seeing Serena about to earnestly explain her deduction process, I interrupted her without mercy. "Got it. So why are you here?" Serena immediately went quiet. A moment later, she lowered her eyes and pulled a bouquet of roses from behind her back. "Tada!" She made the sound effect unskillfully, trying to surprise me. I didn't take it. The silence became even more awkward. She whispered an explanation. "It's too late today. The florists were closing. I couldn't get 99 roses, so just this for now." I looked into Serena's eyes and asked, "Did you come just to give me flowers?" Serena's eyes dodged mine for a second. Then she remembered something and spoke with more confidence. "And the watch. I came to get my Valentine's gift." "I threw it away," I said without changing my expression. "Too lazy to return it. Tossed it when I moved." Serena frowned. Clearly, she didn't approve of this behavior. "Don't be so impulsive." Forget it. Lucas told me about the watch. I was at fault too. I didn't consider your feelings from the gift giver's perspective. As for the text messages, hearing "forget it" made my blood boil. Forget it. Just always forget it. Serena. I interrupted her self-reflection, paused for a second, then looked up to meet her eyes. I said the breakup was because you didn't reply to messages. Have you looked at our chat history? It's always me sending several messages, and you replying with one after a long time. When we first started dating, we talked about this. You said you were busy and didn't check messages often, and to call if it was urgent. You said those cat and dog videos were funny, but you didn't know what to reply, and typing haha to everything felt unnecessary. I thought everyone's personality is different. I didn't mind being the one who expressed more. But later I realized I wasn't sending you funny things I saw like before. I gradually felt it was unnecessary too. Last month I tried to talk to you about this. We were becoming more and more distant. You said we've been dating for 5 years, that the dopamine of love peaks at 6 months and then declines, lasting at most 4 years. You said us being like this is normal. Fine, you talk science. You're right. But now I realize that even in the first year of our relationship, your responses were sparse. It feels like I was the only one in love. Disliking my gifts, not replying to messages, forgetting to book the Valentine's restaurant because of work. I could let all these little things go. It didn't matter. But Serena, that is how love fades away, bit by bit. I looked at Serena's face. Without a doubt, the current Serena was even more exceptional than the 23-year-old Serena, but I felt zero heartbeat for her. There are too many similar incidents. And just because you find me in the middle of the night to give me flowers, I have to forgive you? Now that you're done being busy and have plenty of time, you remembered me and ran over to make up for Valentine's Day. But I moved today, I'm exhausted, and I have work tomorrow. Why, Serena? Why do I always have to accommodate you?
I'm tired.
Truly. I couldn't hold it back, my tears fell. I took a deep breath to steady myself. Serena, I used to worship you. I thought you knew everything, that my girlfriend was so amazing. But now, I feel exhausted by the act of loving you. I don't want to love you anymore. Serena's perspective. My dear cousin, I told you to buy flowers to apologize, but I didn't say go right now. Lucas yawned at me. Disturbing people's sleep in the middle of the night. No wonder Jared won't forgive you. No. I grabbed at the air anxiously. At the end, he said loving me was tiring. He said he didn't want to love me anymore. After Jared finished speaking, I left voluntarily because he looked truly exhausted and needed rest. When I saw him cry, an unprecedented anxiety rose in my heart. Things had gone beyond my control. I couldn't make a judgment. He cried so sadly. I felt I should do something, but my body froze, and I couldn't even make a sound. My subconscious told me that even my voice was a form of hurt to him. Finally, I said dryly, I'm leaving. Closed the door. After leaving, I regretted it. I should have at least said, don't cry. You shouldn't be like this. You shouldn't be like this. I was desperate to find a solution. So in the middle of the night, I knocked on my cousin's door. I tried to narrate what had just happened with Jared from an observer's perspective. After listening to everything, Lucas asked for my phone and briefly scrolled through our chat history. Then Lucas looked up, his features scrunching together. "'Cause how long have you been like this?" I answered truthfully, it's always been like this. Is there a problem? Do you like Jared? I looked at him with a look that said, are you asking a common sense question? Of course. Lucas scratched his hair, looking like a teacher encountering a difficult student. "'Cause I'm going to be honest. From the things you just said, I can't feel how much you like Jared. During the day when I heard you talk about the watch, I thought Jared was angry because you said the gift was bad. Now it looks like Jared broke up with you because he wasn't getting any response. In a relationship, you have to provide emotional value. You have to show through action that you cherish his sentiments. Even if you lie and praise the watch, that's a form of response." I sat quietly, digesting Lucas's advice. Dating wasn't like a math problem with a standard answer. My mind was a mess. I needed to find the source of the crash. It's okay. 'Cause Jared likes you so much. He didn't give up even when so many people gave him a hard time before. Just talk to him nicely. Show him some affection, and he'll definitely forgive you. Gave him a hard time? I sharply caught the phrase. Lucas realized he had slipped up. Under my interrogation, he finally stammered out some facts. People thought he was clinging to me. When he came to campus to find me, people intentionally gave him wrong directions. People told him to his face, you don't deserve Serena. During the startup phase, some people would intentionally discuss professional issues he didn't understand in front of him, pretend to ask his opinion, and finally ask him to order food or clean up. Lucas lowered his head, looking more guilty the more he spoke. It was just, we were immature back then. We thought, my cousin is such a boss, her boyfriend needs to be equally powerful. So when we saw Jared, we were a bit disappointed. I never said anything to Jared, but I didn't help him when others gave him trouble either. Sorry, cuz. In an instant, I found it hard to breathe, painful as if someone was maliciously squeezing my heart. I was just listening to it now, so how sad must he have been back then? Why did he have to endure that? I dug my fingernails hard into my palm to recover. My throat felt incredibly dry. The person you should apologize to isn't me. It's Jared. Yes, I apologized to him later. I was too immature back then. Jared said it was okay. It's not okay with me. I interrupted Lucas. Your year-end bonus is canceled. Salary is 70% off starting this month. It goes back to normal when you finish 500 LeetCode problems. You need to practice your coding. If you still need my help to fix bugs, why did I hire you? I glanced coldly at Lucas, who stood frozen in place, mouth opening and closing, finally slumping his shoulders without a word. I ignored him and got up to leave. Also, I thought about it and walked back. He was the one who pursued me first. I made up my mind to excise Serena from my life. But Serena went viral. Videos of her digging through trash were everywhere. The person filming was a small-time gaming streamer who slept by day and lived by night. He went downstairs to dump trash late at night, got startled by Serena scavenging, and his professional instinct told him this might be a hot topic, so he started live streaming to his audience. "Hey lady, what are you looking for in the middle of the night?" "I'm looking for the Valentine's gift my husband gave me. A watch. Brand A. Black box. Have you seen it?" Then this clip inexplicably blew up. Comments said Serena looking serious while digging through trash was hilarious. It instantly sparked a wave of imitation online. 1 second, a male college student with a bitter face says, "I'm looking for the Valentine's gift my girlfriend gave me. Sneakers. Brand B. Have you seen them?" The next second, he joyfully shows off the new shoes he received. Short videos like this sprung up all over the internet. Netizens showed off their creativity, playing the meme in new ways. Later, they dug up that Serena was the founder of the currently spotlighted Lumina Tech, and the heat went up another level. The topic company founder digs through trash for Valentine's gift overnight triggered many theories. Why was the Valentine's gift thrown away? Was digging through trash at night a result of being kicked out of the house? Let me guess. Did the husband give a watch, get roasted by the female CEO, throw it in the trash in anger, and now CEO White is digging through trash in the middle of the night to apologize? Is she willing to throw away an Aura watch? That's expensive. Aura watches aren't worth that price anyway. Dying of laughter. People who can't afford Aura saying Aura isn't good. Mine works great. In the conference room, the Aura brand manager showed us the online discourse. He wiped sweat from his forehead. This is the current situation regarding the watch sentiment. On our end, we hope to neutralize the negative opinion. If possible, it would be best to seize this hot topic and do a wave of promotion. The sooner the proposal, the better. A document is fine. I suppressed the surging emotions in my heart and replied with outward calm, "Of course. We'll give you a version by 12 o'clock. I finally understood what it meant to shoot yourself in the foot. Because I hadn't actually thrown that watch away. I put it in my new apartment. Since Serena wouldn't use it, I just told Serena I threw it away because I was angry at the time. Now I had to do PR for a fiasco I essentially caused." Reporting the PR plan the team discussed, I observed the client's expression. He didn't look very satisfied. How to put it? The standard, but it lacks a certain spark. How about this? I raised my voice slightly, sweeping away the gloom in the conference room. Since the negative opinion is about the watch being expensive, let's issue an official statement admitting that we are expensive. The model CEO White was looking for is likely Aura's highest-end model, not the mainstream volume seller. We can explain the high price through the movement craftsmanship, sapphire crystal, hand polishing, etc. But the most expensive part is the heart of the giver, the sense of achievement in buying a reward for oneself, the drive to wear this watch to achieve a certain goal. The most precious thing is the meaning every user endows our watch with. Of course, we'll refine the language. Finally, we can mention other best-selling models, briefly introduce their pros, and welcome everyone to try them with a 7-day no-questions-asked return policy. Seeing the light in the client's eyes, I knew this plan was approved. Just as I relaxed, the client's excited voice rang in my ears. "Not bad. Now see if there's any way to link up with CEO White again." He encouraged us. "You guys can think outside the box." I raised an eyebrow and blurted out without thinking, "The internet is discussing whether CEO White made her boyfriend angry. We can publish a guide to the doghouse based on our watch's features. For example, placing the watch under the knee to increase pain. Call out to CEO White asking what apology pose she prefers. Offer free support, and maybe ask CEO White to post an apology video. Maybe I spoke too smoothly, or the idea was too bold, but everyone in the conference room was stunned. My boss, Sheila, reacted first, scolding me in a low voice. Jared, my supervisor, Ryan, smoothed things over, switching to a relaxed tone to chide me. Jared, we said think outside the box, not lose your mind. I immediately took the step Ryan offered and apologized to the client. Sorry, personal bold idea, nothing to do with the company. Besides, maybe the ex-boyfriend doesn't plan to forgive her. The client was amused, waving his hand to show he didn't mind, laughing, if we ignore CEO White's status, that idea is actually pretty interesting. Let's land the open letter direction you mentioned first. You got it. The public feedback was even better than imagined. I love the line, "Thank you to every user. It is the meaning you give it that makes it unique." Turns out I'm an important person too. My aura was a reward to myself when I got into grad school. Not cheap, but it's been with me for a long, long time. I'm typing this while wearing it right now. This letter touched me. Aura really needs to send the whole PR department the same watch as CEO White. The boss came over beaming, loudly announcing the client was very satisfied and watch sales were surging. Let's strike while the iron is hot. Let Aura contact Lumina Tech and hype up another big event. Sheila was in high spirits. She said we should follow Jared's idea. Have CEO White apologize to her ex-boyfriend across the entire internet begging for forgiveness. Aura would also call out to plead for CEO White, organizing a raffle where if they get back together, 99 netizens win a watch. Then get the ex-boyfriend to show up, live stream with Serena, and finally, because Serena finds the Aura watch he gave her, the two have a touching reunion. Our team listened in silence. Speechless silence. I frowned internally, but due to her status as boss, I forced a smile and advised, I just said that off the cuff. Who knows the truth? Besides, Lumina Tech probably wouldn't cooperate to that extent. Sheila waved her hand dismissively. I have inside info. The real situation is pretty much what the internet says. The boss of Lumina Tech dug through trash. If that's not a publicity stunt, what is? I silently cursed. Where did this inside info come from? I'm the person involved and I didn't know about it? Ryan, however, was blunt, pointing out the impropriety. This counts as moral kidnapping. What if that CEO White is actually a terrible person and the ex-boyfriend doesn't want to forgive her? I have a friend who was CEO White Sr. in college. She knows the ex-boyfriend. Says the guy dated her for a long time, his conditions are average, and he won't find anyone with hardware as good as CEO White's again. He'll definitely forgive her in the end. Sheila spoke with absolute certainty. I just found it absurd to the point of comedy. Just as I opened my mouth to refute, Sheila's phone notification pinged. A client was looking for her. You guys think of the creative. I'll try making contact again. See if we can link up with Lumina Tech. Sheila patted my shoulder before leaving. The Aura client is very satisfied. I have high hopes for you, Jared. After she left, Ryan told us directly to forget it and ignore her. Ryan had followed the boss since the startup days. He had the clout to give commands. She's too obsessed with viral hits and hype these days. Ryan sighed, then quickly returned to normal. Everyone focus on the tasks at hand first. I had just returned to my desk when I received a message from the receptionist, saying someone was looking for me. Someone from Lumina Tech. Wearing a mask, couldn't see the face but quite tall. Brought a huge bouquet of flowers. The receptionist sent a gossip emoji. My eyelid twitched. Seeing the familiar figure, my temples began to throb. Serena was sitting at the company reception holding a massive bouquet of roses. The moment she saw me, she stood up. I spoke before she could. You, come with me. I was incredibly annoyed. When you want to leave the past behind and start a new life, having someone stick to you like gum and disrupt all your plans feels terrible. I took Serena to an empty stairwell. As soon as we stopped, Serena took off her mask and handed me the bouquet like she was presenting an award. I had mixed feelings. She said seriously, promise kept. 99 roses for you. The world outside was in chaos because of her. Yet she still remembered to give me a bouquet of flowers. Serena's capitalist face, seemingly oblivious to everything, looked increasingly detestable framed by the delicate, dripping roses. As a worker bee currently cleaning up the PR mess she caused, I didn't have a pleasant expression. My tone was unkind. Serena, do you know what happened? Serena lowered her eyes, looking suddenly sad and aggrieved. You want to break up with me? I mean about you looking for the watch. Serena let out a soft "oh." She became rarely flustered and nervous. Sorry, I didn't find it. I'm sorry. She looked into my eyes, serious to the point of stubbornness. About a lot of things, I'm very sorry. I was stunned, actually becoming a bit flustered myself. I wasn't broad-minded enough to airily say it's all in the past. But this apology came too suddenly. After dating for 5 years, I had imagined she would come find me again. Based on my understanding of Serena, she would rationally explain the pros and cons of breaking up, talk about how high the sunk costs were, and explain that dopamine fading is a natural law. I had even rehearsed walking away coolly before she finished her analysis. But I never expected her to apologize right at the start. Maybe because I was at work, my rapidly spinning brain was calm now, unlike when I was ruled by emotions at night. I turned my face away, silent, then sighed. Let's just leave it, Serena. When I was with you, because your education and ability were so much better than mine, I was indeed quite insecure. Insecure to the point of pleasing you and the people around you. Plus, we defined the relationship impulsively, so I was always anxious about losing it. I thought, I have to become better. I have to show everyone my value. So I was willing to do the little things they asked of me. You weren't that emotionally abundant, so I gave more and demanded less. That way I could look like I deserved you. You weren't wrong. It's just that your love is too rational, too patterned. If I say send flowers, you will always send that one kind of flower. If I mention gifts, you will always send that one category. I don't know whether to say you're obedient or just don't care. Do you remember our first Cold War? I fell during gym class in college. You asked if I applied medicine and then nothing. I felt you didn't care enough and threw a tantrum. You didn't understand why I was mad. You explained that asking more wouldn't heal the wound applying medicine would. Later I thought about it and felt you were right, so I lowered my head and came back to you. Yesterday I hurt my hand. I also felt there was no need to find you, I could handle it alone. You coming wouldn't make the wound heal instantly. It's better to let you fix bugs. You would choose to do that too, right, Serena? Serena listened to me with knitted brows, not denying it. My heart was calm. I pulled a smile. See, you are really good at making decisions that maximize benefits. But right now, rather than accompanying you to find the optimal solution to every problem, I want to do childish, boring things by myself. 20-year-old Jared needed your flowers. But the current me doesn't need them, and I don't need you either. Neither of us is wrong. The mistake was us meeting. Our perspectives on love are clearly two different species. You should go. You shouldn't be seeing me right now either. I turned my head, speaking in a businesslike tone. I threw the watch in the trash at my apartment. I was impulsive yesterday. If your company PR needs it, have your staff contact me. Serena lowered her eyelids, saying nothing. The girl who had been surrounded by admirers since childhood had probably never been rejected like this. After a silence that felt like a century, I heard Serena whisper carefully, I can learn. I can change all the things you mentioned. She lowered her head, handing the flowers to me, awkwardly marketing herself. You know, I'm very smart. I can become the way you like very quickly. Teach me again. Okay? I pushed the bouquet back, smiling bitterly. No need, Serena. Feelings aren't something that can be taught. She wanted to say more. The bouquet was pushed back and forth between us, but the door to the stairwell safety exit suddenly swung open. Ryan, usually steady, looked shocked after seeing exactly which little couple was meeting in the stairwell. But he reacted quickly, raising his hand to show the cigarette between his fingers. You guys chat. I'll go smoke somewhere else. He took a step back, even thoughtfully closing the door for me. I took the chance to shove Serena away hard. Go away. Don't interrupt my work. I turned and left, ignoring her. I asked other colleagues and found Ryan smoking on the balcony. I was still organizing my words when Ryan spoke first. He blew out smoke and smiled. Sorry, stumbled upon a secret of yours. He didn't plan to ask for details, speaking in a relaxed tone. Then I'll share a secret with you too. I don't want to work with Sheila anymore. I've built up some connections in San Francisco. I plan to go there and open a PR firm. Ryan changed the subject, looking at me seriously. Jared, do you want to be my partner? I didn't give Ryan an answer immediately, and Ryan didn't rush me. Ryan had trained me, Years of working together gave us an understanding of the weight of current tasks. It was another late night. There was still a draft to monitor. I told Ryan to get off work first. I would handle the wrap-up. Ryan agreed crisply. Okay, come in a bit late tomorrow then. I'll tell HR. All right. I told the receptionist this afternoon that the person from Luminatech was here to discuss a project. No matter how good-looking the shoes are, only the person wearing them knows if they fit. If the shoes don't fit, throw them away. Ryan patted my shoulder. I've been in this industry for so many years. You are the one I have the highest hopes for. I look forward to your future. I knew what Ryan meant. My nose inexplicably stung with emotion. I puffed out my chest, promising him, "Don't worry, Ryan. Jared has thrown off all his baggage. He's gonna run at full speed now." But the baggage showed up at my door. At 1 a.m., I dragged my exhausted body upstairs to my apartment. The sensor light in the hallway flickered on. I saw a person standing like a post at my door, screamed in fright, and stumbled back several steps. Seeing it was Serena, I breathed a slight sigh of relief, but after the shock, my anger grew. "What are you doing here again?" "I came to get the watch." Serena straightened up. "The department said PR needs it." "Right, PR needs it." She repeated it, clearly more confident this time. I couldn't refute this reason. I warned her, "Stay at the door. I'll get it for you. Take it and leave." Serena took the watch I handed her, but didn't move. "Serena, I'll emphasize this one more time. I have work in the morning. I don't have time to play with you." I raised my volume. "Don't act on every whim. What exactly do you want?" Serena sensed my resentment. She lowered her eyelids, her mouth opening and closing before finally making a sound. I thought about it. "You don't have to forgive me. I'm not qualified to make you be with me again. I will learn to be better on my own. I'll always be here." Serena hugged the rectangular box tightly. She looked a bit ridiculous, her eyes holding a tiny, unrealistic expectation. "Can you just look back at me occasionally?" I closed the door expressionlessly. The next day, I was woken up by Ryan's call. Since I could come in late, I had set my alarm later than usual. Ryan cut straight to the chase. "Have you seen the trending topics? The internet is saying the Aura watch incident is a publicity stunt by you and Serena." I woke up instantly, opening social media while on the phone with Ryan. Marketing accounts claimed the CEO White, who recently went viral looking for her husband's gift, went to a man's house late at night for a chat. The man was reportedly an employee of a well-known PR firm. Insiders revealed the Aura watch PR letter was written by this man, and CEO White was indeed pursuing him aggressively recently. The account concluded, could it be that CEO White cooperated in the acting just to please the guy, playing the entire internet like a fiddle? Attached were several blurry photos of Serena at my door yesterday. This guy is so gross. He'll do anything for attention. What kind of looks could bewitch CEO White like that? Requesting HD pics. Blocked Aura watch. Such a speechless stunt. Business tycoon turns out to be a love-struck fool. The top comments about me were almost all negative. Ryan said on the other end, public opinion is being guided towards the narrative that Serena acted in the skit for your sake. He warned me the situation is unfavorable for you. I'm not sure if Serena's PR is directing this. Prepare your response as soon as possible. I can issue a clarification in the company's name later. Shit. Ryan cursed under his breath. After 2 short, sharp breaths, I heard his voice again. Jared, listen to me. I just got a message from that bastard Sheila. She fired you. The system has wiped your data. You can't get into the building now. She's having everyone prepare a response live stream for her. Supposedly people from Luminatech are coming too. It's likely they've teamed up. He paused. Are you okay? Maybe because I just woke up. My voice was a bit hoarse. Yeah. I took a sip of water from the nightstand, forcing myself to calm down. Now was not the time to drown in negative emotions. The most urgent thing was to come up with a solution. I'm preparing proof of wrongful termination now. Please, Ryan, help me find out the content of their response so I can prepare my material simultaneously. I have a few close media friends. I'll contact them in a bit. Ryan sighed in relief hearing me speak. Okay, I'm almost at the office. I'll update you in real time, and afterwards you can file for arbitration and claim compensation. I believe your next company will support your arbitration. For example, a boss like me. I caught Ryan's meaning. My eyes felt hot. I gripped the phone tightly. Ryan, thank you. Ryan gave me a final, meaningful piece of advice. I know you're a good guy, but they've already taken off the gloves. You don't need to be decent. I didn't respond. No matter my personal grievances with Serena, I didn't believe she would do something like this. Ryan sent a message. Live stream starts in W-30 minutes. Sheila has content ready. Serena is reportedly on her way to participate. This setup doesn't look last minute, it must have been planned. Reality forced me to speculate with the worst malice. I couldn't help shivering. Maybe coming to send flowers was to create the illusion she was chasing me. Maybe getting the watch at 1 a.m. was acting for the photos. Maybe every sentence Serena said was a lie. Pessimism almost drowned me. I pinched my arm hard to snap out of it. Jared, move. I quickly went to the announced livestream room. I couldn't miss a single word they said. The best way to face the abyss is to jump in. Just then, Ryan sent a zip file. The message was concise. Watch now. I immediately browsed the contents. My eyes lit up. The livestream began. Sheila, in a suit and skirt, expression serious. After briefly introducing herself, she bluntly admitted the male protagonist of the viral scandal was a company employee, but claimed ignorance of his personal life. Our company has long provided public relations services for top industry companies, covering FMCG, tech, finance, and many other fields. We have stable partners and certainly don't need employees to use their love lives to pull in projects. Furthermore, we respect every employee's privacy. But this does not mean we allow employees to violate public order and morals. As a company manager, I regret this situation occurred. We have fired the employee involved. China's PR industry still has a long way to go. I hope everyone won't hold prejudice against the entire industry because of individual behavior. Sheila's live stream was definitely prepared. While establishing the company's strength in the opening, she also emphasized that trading for projects was the employee's personal behavior. Using firing as a punishment for a bad apple not only drew a line in the sand but also satisfied the onlookers. Finally, she ascended to the level of industry development to win support. But everything she said was built on the foundation of smearing my name. I calmly reviewed the live stream recording, my fingers flying across the keyboard. I wasn't going to let them throw mud on me for nothing. Every word she said would become a weapon for my counterattack. Sheila glanced at her phone, then looked up at the camera with a polite smile. CO White has arrived. I'll hand the time over to her. She gave the center seat to Serena, sitting next to her. Serena's calm, composed face appeared on the screen. I subconsciously held my breath. It felt like an illusion that she was looking right at me through the lens. Serena sat down and took several photos from different times out of a folder she brought, showing them to the audience. The guy standing next to her in them was pixelated out. The employee CEO Sheila just mentioned was my boyfriend of 5 years. These are some photos of us from those 5 years. We are ordinary people. We didn't intentionally make it public, but we didn't intend to hide it either. Just as CEO Sheila said, they respect employee privacy and don't know about employees' love lives. So no one at CEO Sheila's company knew about my relationship with him. He was responsible for many projects based on his own ability. For example, the See Him project discussed last year was led by him. Next to her, Sheila's smile froze on her face. Because of my issues, we broke up on Valentine's Day. I wanted to win him back, so I went to the dumpster to look for the gift I lost because of me. I'm very sorry my behavior caused such a huge commotion, even affecting Aura Watch. I inquired with Company A about the situation at the time. As a leader in the local PR industry, CEO Sheila's company was naturally Company A's first choice for cooperation, and CEO Sheila dispatched an elite team to handle the project. Serena spoke plainly, but somehow there was a trace of mockery in her tone toward Sheila. Sheila's face went from pale to red. At that time, he already had nothing to do with me. As a professional, He had no need to refuse a project he could complete brilliantly just because of an ex-girlfriend. As for the late-night chat, it was because that's when he got off work and went home. The watch was lost. It was lost in his trash can. I used getting the watch as an excuse to see him. There is no hype or stunt. It was my unilateral behavior. I apologize to him again here and ask everyone to bear witness. I will not do anything to cause him trouble in the future. At the same time, I am personally funding the purchase of 10,000 computers and Aura equipment to donate to Hope Elementary Schools. Once the donation is complete, I will show the list. Supervision is welcome. Serena spoke openly. She had an aura that made people trust her. Finally, I beg everyone not to disturb him anymore and not to spread his personal information. She lowered her voice, her eyes becoming sharp. I will pursue legal action against malicious slander to the end. When Serena said this, her gaze was cast toward boss Sheila, who was sweating coldly beside her. At the same time, I pressed the button to publish my post. Hello everyone, I am the party involved in the rumored Aura watch publicity stunt. Ms. White-Ruyan and I were in a romantic relationship, but it ended before I took over the Aura watch project. Therefore, the claim by marketing accounts that Ms. White cooperated with me for hype does not exist. However, in taking this project, I admit I had some selfish motives. I originally had a favorable impression of Aura watch, which was the basis for choosing Aura as a gift in the first place. Seeing the trending topics today, I felt it was absurd just like everyone else. But what's even more absurd is that this farce was single-handedly orchestrated by my former boss, Sheila. Image 1 and Image 2 are chat logs between Sheila and marketing accounts. Sheila wanted to blow this event up even bigger. Learning from the receptionist that someone from Lumina Tech was coming today, and accidentally finding out Serena brought flowers to see me, she sensed a story. So she stalked me after work, secretly took photos of Serena and me, fabricated a story, and pushed me out to take the blame. Finally, she contacted Lumina Tech and Aura to clarify jointly, planning to earn traffic through controversy. As for why slander me, because she couldn't afford to offend Serena. When fabricating the dirt, she thoughtfully portrayed Serena as a sweet fool being used. And me? I was easier to handle. He's been standing out too much lately. Might as well use this chance to teach him a lesson. Even if he clarifies his relationship with Serena later, I can pretend to apologize and let him come back to work. Do him a favor and it's another wave of topics. These were Sheila's exact words when chatting with the rumor-mongering accounts. Is the so-called respect for employee privacy Sheila speaks of just stalking and fabricating dirt on employees to gain traffic? Is the supporting industry development Sheila speaks of just smearing and suppressing employees and destroying industry standards? In addition, regarding the company firing me without cause, I will apply for labor arbitration. Regarding Sheila's slander against me personally, I will also take legal measures to defend my rights. Since graduating college, I have always worked in PR. It is a challenging job, but I have also met many seniors and friends who helped me. The kindness I received far outweighs the malice. The PR, I understand, is like a sincere conversation with the public. This post is my PR for myself. Thank you for listening. After the post went up, social media boiled over again. A rash omen triggered by a watch. The scandal of the Lumina Tech founder was actually hyped by a PR boss. A PR boss who claims to respect employees actually publicly stalked employee privacy. Media outlets reposted and spread it. Countless netizens flooded my comments section. Sorry bro, misunderstood you before. You're excellent. Really like this See Him project. Support defending your rights. I let out a long breath. My tight nerves finally relaxed. Ryan called me then. He said airily, I just submitted my resignation. You haven't eaten yet, right? What do you want? I'll pack it up and bring it to you. So Ryan, carrying deluxe takeout, became the first guest to visit my new home. I looked at Ryan carrying bags big and small, feeling a bit embarrassed. He said he'd bring a bowl of spicy hot pot, but he brought so much good food. I quickly went up to help him carry things. I should be treating you for this meal. You helped me so much. Wait until the heat dies down before going out. No rush to treat. Ryan waved his hand generously. I didn't do anything, just passed messages. But that file, Serena gave it to me. Ryan opened the packaging bags, taking out the food while talking. She asked me to pass it to you. Said you deleted her and she couldn't reach you. I'm not speaking for her. I'm still counting on you to go to San Francisco with me and make it big. But on the live stream thing, I did misunderstand her. I'm clarifying for her. Ryan cleared his throat, changing from his usual chatter. I'm open and above board. I don't do shady things like Sheila. Brief contact with Serena gave me the feeling she's cold. But her heart isn't bad. If you want to go find Serena, I understand. Whatever. I still hope you can go to San Francisco with me. I promise I'll raise the offer you mentioned by another 20%. Help you find an elite beauty who beats Serena in every aspect. Plus San Francisco has lots of fun stuff. I took the takeout box from Ryan with a smile. It's a deal then. I'm going to San Francisco with you. Ryan froze, then jumped up in excitement, rushing forward to hug me. I promise we will have a better, broader future. But I still went to see Serena once, a week after the farce ended. Things exploded fast on the internet and disappeared just as fast. Plus, with the extremely efficient lawyer's letters from Lumina Tech, my real life was hardly affected. But Serena showed her face on the live stream, so we didn't meet in a public place. Instead, we chose the home where I used to live with Serena. I had been gone less than a month, but returning here, I felt like a lifetime had passed. Serena kept the house very clean. Noticing my eyes scanning the corners, she awkwardly fished for credit. I cleaned every day. Looks like CEO White hasn't been busy lately. I responded politely and sat on the sofa. It's okay. Lucas's coding skills have improved a lot recently. Serena went to pour me water. Lucas and several of my colleagues praised your response post. Said it was written very well. She added, I thought it was very well written too. Placed in front of me was the oolong tea she brewed for me. My favorite tea. If they need PR, they're welcome to find me. But my fees aren't cheap. I accepted the praise but didn't touch the tea on the table. My gaze fell on Serena sitting opposite me. Mainly, I have to thank the person who gave me the evidence. I bowed slightly, thanking Serena sincerely. Serena, thank you. Serena's eyes seemed to light up in an instant. The corners of her mouth turned up slightly, finally looking a bit like the person I knew. I just handed the weapon to the most suitable person. You were the one who wielded it to its maximum power. Serena consciously deepened the smile, trying to appear friendlier. Then let's keep each other. I won't disturb you. My dynamic with Serena seemed to have flipped. I could tell she was trying hard to provide emotional value. I didn't take the bait. Silence made the praise just now seem even more awkward. I closed my eyes, then opened them. Finally, I spoke, making my voice sound as cold as possible. Serena, we've broken up. I don't love you anymore, and I'm moving to San Francisco tomorrow. Except for business trips, I probably won't come to New York ever again. I got up to leave. I didn't want to waste any more time with Serena. I had been entangled with her for too long, far too long. Serena was stunned by the news of my leaving. Finally, she forced a smile that looked like she was about to cry. Ah, I heard from your colleague. You guys are partnering to open a company. That's good. Wishing you smooth sailing. Go where you want to go. She couldn't go on. She lowered her head, burying her face in her palms. It was the first time I saw Serena in such pain. I stood there, waiting for her to finish speaking one last time. I know, you don't love me anymore, she whispered painfully. I looked through our old photos. I saw the way you looked when you loved me. She looked up, eyes red, like an abandoned puppy. She looked so aggrieved. How can you just not love me anymore? Looking at Serena so sad, I suddenly remembered our first meeting. I remembered the Serena who earnestly explained the principle of why mixing carbonated drinks with alcohol makes you drunk faster. I remembered the Serena who confidently calculated for me. I remembered the Serena who confessed to me saying my calculus is very good. How did I stop loving her? What should I say? If at the beginning of the story, I wasn't so insecure and accommodating, and Serena was a bit more thoughtful and attentive, maybe our ending would be different? We finally became better people for each other through the painful grind of day after day. But we also accumulated enough disappointment, leaving only an irretrievable mess. Serena. Before saying goodbye, I called her name softly one last time. If only we had met as the people we are now, right at the start. After saying this, I turned resolutely and left. I heard Serena calling my name behind me. She said she would learn to become the way I liked. She said she would always be here. She said many things that sounded like confessions, but I didn't look back. Because I was running toward a future that belonged to me, broader and grander. Bonus. Serena's roommate said she was treating her to dinner, but dragged her to a lounge and brought her to a booth where a row of strangers sat. Under Serena's icy stare, the roommate finally confessed. A few universities nearby are organizing a joint mixer. I begged my high school friend to get me in. They said I had to bring another person to boost the numbers. Serena, you know our school's male-to-female ratio is 1:7. I want a sweet campus romance too, sob. Serena expressionlessly pulled her hand out of Lily's tight grip. But I don't want a date. Lily snapped her fingers. That's why I chose to drag you here to fill space. Serena finally sat down with a cold face. But practice proved that the main reason for being single was oneself. Serena didn't say a word. The other girls chatted awkwardly, eventually silencing the male students. Other tables were chatting enthusiastically, making this table seem exceptionally dull and awkward. And that was when Jared appeared. He came over with a friend, wearing a burgundy shirt that suited him perfectly, his black hair styled meticulously. He was dazzlingly handsome. He smiled, greeting everyone naturally and generously. He was a great conversationalist. He talked about current hot topics, discussed recently released movies, all fields Serena didn't know about. But everyone listened with relish. First, several guys were amused by him, and later the girls naturally joined the topic. From the moment he sat down, the atmosphere instantly livened up. They planned to play liar's dice. Serena remained silent. Jared thought she didn't know how to play and was too embarrassed to say so. Wanting to liven up the atmosphere, he intentionally struck up a conversation with her. At some point, seats were shuffled. Serena's roommate left to go to the bathroom, so Jared naturally sat over. The moment he sat down, Serena smelled a very nice scent. Her heart beat wildly for some unknown reason. She couldn't explain her behavior. From the moment Jared entered, her gaze had trouble leaving him. He was bright and dazzling, yet she felt a slight fear because of her abnormal reaction, so she deliberately didn't look at him. So when Jared asked her why she wasn't playing dice, Serena replied with inexplicable aggression, "I'm not here to date." He froze for a moment, then his eyes curved into a smile. He pointed at his friend. "Me neither. I was dragged here by him. He said if I came, he'd tutor me in calculus." Serena felt weird hearing the answer, so she just said, "Oh." Then she dryly followed up on his initial question. "I don't know how to play dice. I'll teach you." Jared explained the rules of the game. Serena listened very carefully. He said it didn't matter if she didn't understand, she'd get it after playing 2 rounds. Serena looked thoughtful. This looks like a probability problem. A new round was starting. She gave the dice cup and dice to Jared, encouraging him, "Don't worry. Give it a try. Beginner's luck." Jared shook his head. "I don't believe in luck. But this can be calculated. Then just believe in me." Serena looked up at him, the corners of her mouth rising in a confident arc, her beautiful almond eyes shining. Jared felt like all other sounds vanished. His heart pounded. A splash of bright color intruded into his calm world. A feeling he had never experienced broke through the soil. Serena was a person who cared about efficiency. After recognizing her feelings, she quickly formulated a strategy and took action. She had to display her strengths to him. So when they lost at dice and had to drink, Serena stopped Jared from drinking alcohol mixed with soda. She said seriously, "Carbonated drinks release carbon dioxide after entering the body, which accelerates the absorption of alcohol, making you get drunk easier." So, Jared tilted his head. Serena handed him a fresh glass of alcohol, saying earnestly, "You can drink this." Everyone suddenly laughed. Jared was amused too. His friend hooted, I thought you were going to say, I'll drink it for you. Serena realized and calmly added a save. I can drink it for him too. Then she drained the glass in one gulp. She awkwardly wiped the corner of her mouth. Later, when Jared lost, Serena consciously prepared to drink for him again. He moved the glass away and pointed at his own face. You're blushing. I'm not drunk. I just get Asian flush. Serena let out a tiny hiccup. She immediately covered her mouth. Sorry. How about this? Next round, I'll help you calculate probability. Serena retreated behind him, whispering, or you could say, lending you beginner's luck. Jared didn't lose again after that. Jared, pleasantly surprised, praised Serena. You're so amazing. Serena modestly pushed up the glasses on her nose. It's okay. Probability problems just need a little calculation. If you want to know the process, I can write it out for you. Actually, Serena was very proud inside. She finally got to display a skill she was good at. Jared's friend dragged out a long whoa. What a coincidence. Jared was just worrying about not being able to do probability theory recently. Finally, they stopped punishing with drinks and switched to truth or dare. Serena lost her excuse to help him. In the last round, Jared lost. He chose truth. He drew a question. Between the person who likes you and the person you like, which one do you choose? He answered without hesitation, the person I like. Then what if that person doesn't like you? Then I'll like them until I don't like them anymore. Jared rested his chin in his hand, looked distressed for a second, then smiled broadly. Jared's friend shook his head and hugged him. He has so much love to give. I've known him since middle school. He really pours his heart and lungs out for his friends. Sob. Another burst of laughter ensued. Time was up, and everyone dispersed happily. Regardless of whether any matches were made, the gathering was pleasant. Everyone smiled and said, let's meet again next time. Serena followed behind Jared and his friend, hesitating on how to go up and ask for his WeChat. Go on. Didn't you say you wanted a girlfriend who's good at math? I think she's pretty good. His friend nudged him, looking back at Serena, eyes lighting up. Hey beauty, is it convenient for you to drop Jared off? He seems drunk, and I live in a different direction. Let's all add each other on WeChat first. Let me know when you get him home. Jared's friend logically made everyone exchange contacts, then pushed Jared toward Serena, saying his dorm was nearby, and ran off giggling. Jared. Serena looked at the name contact on her phone screen and read his name once. I remembered it, Serena said solemnly. The two walked side by side on the street. An excellent opportunity for alone time, but Serena didn't speak, and Jared stubbornly kept his mouth shut, thinking I can't always be the one initiating. Jared felt this girl was too stiff, but stiff in a way that was a bit cute. Okay, he admitted he was mainly charmed by how cool she looked helping him play dice. He wasn't good at science, so he inexplicably had a filter of admiration for people good at math. Remembering her whispering numbers confidently in his ear, his ears turned red quietly again. Jared smiled so hard the mole under his left eye shook. He looked truly handsome when he smiled, full of vitality. In that moment, Serena wished he could be this happy forever. When the surroundings quieted down again, Serena, who had never been this nervous for any exam, spoke softly. My calculus is very good. It took Jared 2 seconds to react. He said slowly, didn't you say you didn't want a date? But I met you. The wind lifted the corner of Serena's coat. She was a bit shy but said firmly, I like you. I didn't expect that taking you along to fill numbers would result in you getting a boyfriend. And that became my last mixer in the country. Jason went abroad in his junior year and stayed there, only coming back this year. Now he worked for a well-known financial magazine. Haha, actually I had a pretty good impression of Jared back then too. He was really eye-catching at that mixer. But I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, you two were sitting together the whole time. Jason wanted to reminisce more, but seeing Serena's face change, he immediately shut up. After all, they were about to interview Serena. It was hard to book an interview with Serena now. Rumor had it Serena's company was about to go public, and everyone wanted to get a scoop from her. Does Ms. White have any special meaning for naming the company Lumina? The interviewer asked. Serena, who had been answering fluently, paused. She adjusted her expression before replying. No special meaning. I just wanted to put two words together. It represents what I look up to and what I hope to become, a guiding light. Finally, Serena cooperated with photos for the interview. An employee whispered to Jason, asking if he was close with CEO White in school. Jason looked at Serena, who was posing for photos, and shook his head with a smile. She wasn't close with anyone. Back in school, she had that ethereal, out-of-touch with reality scholar vibe. But she owed me a favor. And soon she's going to owe me another one. Here. This is an invitation to the cocktail party upstairs. A lot of people from media and PR will be there. After the photo session, Jason handed Serena an invitation, adding casually, Jared will be there too. His company is gaining momentum. Very good reputation in the industry. Thanks. Serena took it, thanking him sincerely. Next time you need anything, I'll definitely help. Just take more of our magazine interviews. It's not easy for an old classmate changing careers. Jason patted her shoulder. You're much better now than you used to be. For the first time in a long while, Serena experienced the feeling of sweaty palms from nervousness. She hadn't seen Jared in 2 years. She had been following his news, watching him and Ryan slowly gain a foothold in the industry, seize opportunities to create breakout projects, and now cooperate with major international clients, growing rapidly. Serena initially pulled strings to quietly introduce clients to them, but soon they gained recognition on their own merit. Serena had no reason to intersect with Jared anymore. She missed him terribly but didn't dare disturb him. Relying on memory, she bought copies of the things he used to leave at the house and put them in their original spots, as if he had just gone out and hadn't left. Missing him so much it hurt. She remembered Jared had an unused email address. Like finally finding an outlet for her longing. She sent emails every day like a diary. Knowing it was an abandoned inbox, she was still careful at first, only daring to send non-intrusive good morning and good night. Then some ordinary concern, reminding him to watch his stomach, reporting the weather. Later she got a little bolder and shared her daily life. I think I know why couples send lots of trivial daily updates. No meaning, but just chatting makes you happy. Like me writing these unanswered emails now, feeling a long-lost peace inside. Saw your company won an award. Congrats. Okay, I guess I still don't understand love. I tried to replicate the good girlfriend behaviors they talked about. I bought flowers every day on my way home. I bought that brand of phone every week. I practiced interacting with you in the air. Result, Lucas dragged me to see a therapist. The therapist said dating isn't a math problem. Everyone has different circumstances. Love has no standard answer, but you are my only answer. Jared wore a burgundy suit, navigating the cocktail party with ease, graceful and confident. Serena remembered their first meeting. After leaving her, Jared had become even more Jared. Jason grabbed a drink and went up to greet Jared. He intentionally kept him in suspense, saying they had met once. He thought Jared definitely wouldn't remember him, but to his surprise, Jared thought briefly and accurately said his name. Jason, did we meet at a mixer? Jason smiled and said yes, then pulled Serena over. This time I brought my roommate again. Unlike Serena's nervousness, Jared was very calm. He didn't seem surprised at all, greeting Serena amicably. Hello, Serena. He called me Serena, not CEO White. Serena stepped forward stiffly to shake his hand, thinking, this seems to be a good start. They even chatted, although mostly Jason talking to Jared about media stuff. Serena didn't get a chance to interject. Jared joked that managing media relations wasn't easy if he had money. He'd really want to buy them all. Serena's brow twitched. Then Jared left. Serena stood there watching him leave. Jared stood tall, his stride confident. Before Serena could make a move, a beautiful young woman walked up to him. Jared looked at her with surprise. They chatted familiarly, walking together toward the empty balcony. It doesn't matter, as long as Jared is happy. Serena took back the step she was about to take. Jason nudged her. Ouch, big sister, you're gonna grind your teeth to dust. Where's that energy from when you showed off your math skills to him? Do you want to go inside first? It's cold out. It's okay. I'll sit a bit longer. Just need the wind to wake me up. Go find your brother, he'll definitely be happy to see you. Ryan's sister, Lily, had returned quietly from abroad and made a surprise appearance at the party. Lily nodded. Then I'll come find you in a bit. Jared was staring at the tips of his shoes, spacing out. A shadow fell in front of him. He thought Lily had come back. He looked up with a smile. Back so soon? But the person was Serena. She froze for a second, then nodded. Yes, I've always been here. Jared was a bit embarrassed about mistaking her, and didn't know how to reply, so he kept silent. Serena spoke first. My company is going public. This was easy to reply to. Jared said politely, congratulations. I can give you all my shares. It will be lots and lots of money. You can buy the media. Serena whispered, I only have this now. Maybe you need it. Jared was speechless with shock at her words. A gust of wind blew, and he couldn't help sneezing. Serena moved fast. She immediately took off her blazer and draped it over him. She half squatted down, carefully buttoning the jacket for him. Serena looked up at Jared and asked softly, Does this count as returning to the start? Serena waited for his answer, just as she had waited countless times before. It didn't matter. She could wait forever.